Welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive into something pretty fascinating.
Always.
Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into expressive writing,
Okay.
and we're going to trace its roots back to the 1980s and really explore why it works, not just how,
Yeah.
One of the most interesting things I found was that the research even suggests it may even boost your working memory.
Oh, wow. It is remarkable that something as simple as writing
Right.
can have such a profound impact on us,
Yeah,
both mentally and physically.
totally.
Yeah.
So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
For someone who's never even heard of it,
Sure.
how would you describe expressive writing?
So imagine this.
Okay.
You're sitting down with a journal or like a blank document,
Okay.
and you're just letting all your thoughts and feelings just pour out onto the page.
Yeah.
No censoring, no editing, just raw, unfiltered expression.
Yeah.
That's the essence of expressive writing.
So it's like having a conversation with yourself,
Exactly.
but on paper.
Exactly. And the focus here is on exploring your emotions,
Okay.
particularly the negative ones,
Yeah.
and any stressors that might be weighing you down.
Okay, so I'm pouring my heart out,
Mm-hmm.
but how does that actually lead to benefits?
Right.
How does simply writing things down
Right.
actually make a difference?
Well, to understand that,
Okay.
we need to delve a little bit into how our brains work.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the ironic process theory?
Vaguely rings a bell,
Well,
but refresh my memory.
So it's a fascinating concept
Okay.
developed by psychologist Daniel Wegner.
Okay.
And it essentially states that the more we try to suppress thoughts, the more they persist.
Okay.
Think of it like trying not to think about
Oh.
a giant pink elephant.
Oh, yeah.
Suddenly it's all you can see.
I got it.
Yeah.
So you're saying that by writing about these things,
Yes.
we're actually not suppressing them.
Precisely.
Okay.
Expressive writing flips the script on thought suppression. By putting those feelings into words, we acknowledge them,
Yeah.
we process them,
Yeah.
and ultimately we file them away in our brains
Yeah.
instead of letting them bounce around unchecked.
So it's like taking something jumbled and chaotic
That's a great way to put it.
and organizing it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the benefits extend far beyond
Right.
simply feeling lighter emotionally.
Yeah.
The research points to some tangible benefits as well.
This is what I'm so excited to hear about.
Yeah.
So what kind of tangible benefits?
So studies have shown
Yeah.
that expressive writing can lead to reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression. There's also evidence suggesting it can improve immunity
Wow.
and even lower blood pressure.
Really?
And as you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
there's that intriguing link to improved working memory.
The immunity and blood pressure connection. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, it speaks to the interconnectedness of our minds and bodies.
Yeah.
When we hold on to all these unprocessed emotions, it creates stress.
Right.
And chronic stress can wreak havoc on our physical health.
Yeah.
So by expressing and processing those emotions through writing,
Okay.
we reduce those stress levels,
Right.
which can then positively impact
Yeah.
our immune cardiovascular systems.
And what about working memory?
Right.
Could you break that down for our listener?
Sure. So working memory is essentially our brain's mental workspace.
Okay.
It's what allows us to hold information in mind while we're using it to problem solve,
Right.
make decisions,
Yeah.
or follow instructions.
Okay.
Think of it as the RAM of your computer.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
So the research suggests that by freeing up that mental space
Okay.
through expressive writing, we're enhancing our working memory capacity.
So it's like decluttering our mental desktop
Exactly.
so we can focus better.
And all of these benefits
Yeah.
seem to stem from one core benefit
Okay.
that's highlighted in the research,
Okay.
self-acceptance.
So how does expressive writing lead to self-acceptance?
Well, think about the process.
Okay.
You're sitting down, you're acknowledging all of your emotions,
Yeah.
even the messy negative ones. You're not judging yourself for feeling them.
Okay.
You're essentially saying, hey,
Right.
it's okay to feel this way.
Yeah.
I'm human. That act of acknowledging and accepting all parts of yourself,
Right.
even the parts you might not like,
Yeah.
that is the foundation of self-acceptance.
It's like giving yourself permission to be fully human
Yes.
with all the complexities.
And that can be incredibly liberating.
So we've got reduced stress,
Mhm.
better immunity,
Yeah.
improved mental clarity.
Right.
And all of it stems from this self-acceptance
Yeah.
fostered through writing.
Yeah.
Is it really that straightforward?
While the process itself is simple,
Okay.
the impact can be profound.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember
Okay.
that expressive writing isn't a magic cure-all.
Right.
It's a tool.
Right.
And like any tool,
Yeah.
it's most effective when used appropriately.
Sure.
And perhaps in conjunction with other therapeutic approaches.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
And I imagine there are some nuances to how we approach expressive writing
Yeah.
to make it truly beneficial.
Absolutely.
Before we jump into those,
Okay.
I'd love to hear from you, our listener.
Yes.
Have you ever tried expressive writing?
Yeah.
What was your experience like?
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice any of these benefits yourself?
Right.
So we've established that expressive writing can have some pretty amazing benefits, from boosting our working memory to strengthening our immune system. But for someone who's new to this,
Right.
how do you actually do it?
Yeah.
Are there any guidelines or tips to keep in mind?
One of the most important things is to create a safe and comfortable space for yourself where you can write
Yeah.
without distractions or judgment.
Okay.
That might mean finding a quiet corner in your home, putting on some calming music,
Okay.
or even lighting a candle to kind of set the mood.
So it's all about setting the stage
Exactly.
for this heart-to-heart with yourself.
And once you've got your space, just remember, there's no right or wrong way to do this.
Yeah.
Don't worry about grammar spelling or making it sound good.
Okay.
This is for your eyes only.
Right.
Just let your thoughts and feelings flow onto the page.
No need to impress the grammar police here.
Exactly.
But what if you're staring at that blank page and nothing's coming out?
That's totally normal.
Right.
Sometimes it helps to start with a prompt.
Okay.
It could be as simple as, what's on my mind right now?
Sure.
Or what am I feeling at this moment?
Okay.
You can also try focusing on a specific event or situation that's been causing you stress or emotional turmoil.
So it's like giving yourself a starting point
Exactly.
to get those words flowing.
And remember, the goal isn't to analyze or solve your problems. It's simply to express them.
Okay.
Let your emotions out without censoring yourself.
Speaking of emotions, we've talked about mainly processing negative emotions through expressive writing.
Yeah.
Can it be used to explore positive experiences or feelings too?
Expressive writing isn't just about venting or dwelling on negativity.
Okay.
You can use it to reflect on joyful moments.
Right.
Explore your hopes and dreams.
Okay.
Or even just document your observations about the world around you.
So it's like capturing a snapshot of your inner world in all its complexity.
And by revisiting those written snapshots over time, you might notice patterns or gain new insights into yourself.
Interesting.
It's a powerful tool for self-discovery.
Now, all this sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But are there any potential downsides?
It's a great question.
Or things to be cautious of?
It's important to be mindful.
Yeah.
For some people, writing about their problems can actually make them feel worse.
Oh, really?
Especially if it brings up intense emotional responses without leading to any sense of resolution.
So it's like they're getting stuck in a loop of negativity.
And if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or triggered by what you're writing, it's crucial to reach out for support from a mental health professional.
Right.
It's all about finding what works best for you.
Yeah.
Expressive writing is a fantastic tool, but it's not a replacement for professional help.
Sure.
When needed.
We've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
I'm really starting to grasp the power of this seemingly simple practice.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just one more thing.
Okay.
It's important to be patient with yourself.
Okay.
The benefits of expressive writing might not be immediate.
Okay.
It can take time to unpack your emotions and discover the insights that are waiting to be revealed.
It's a journey, not a destination.
Exactly. Yeah. And like any worthwhile journey, it requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to embrace the unknown.
I love that. It really is amazing to think that something as accessible as writing can have such a profound impact on our well-being. And as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm wondering if there are any specific techniques or approaches that might be especially helpful for our listeners as they embark on their own expressive writing journeys.
That's a great question. One technique I often recommend is timed writing. Set a timer for, say, 15, 20 minutes. And just write continuously without stopping. Even if you feel like you have nothing to say. The idea is to bypass your inner critic and just let the words flow freely.
It's almost like a stream of consciousness on paper.
You might be surprised by what emerges when you give yourself permission to write without judgment or censoring.
That's so interesting.
Another helpful approach is to focus on a specific emotion or theme.
Okay.
For example, if you're feeling overwhelmed by stress, you might spend a writing session exploring all the different sources of stress in your life. Or perhaps delve into a particularly stressful event that's been on your mind.
So it's about giving structure to those swirling thoughts and emotions.
And by honing in on a specific theme, you might gain clarity and insights that wouldn't have surfaced through more general writing.
Okay, that makes sense.
And of course, there's the classic journaling approach, where you write regularly, perhaps daily or a few times a week, about whatever's on your mind. This could be a powerful way to track your emotional journey, process your experiences, and notice patterns in your thoughts and behaviors.
I love that idea of journaling as a way to connect with yourself on a deeper level.
It's like checking in with your inner world regularly.
Exactly. So whether you choose timed writing, themed writing, or journaling, the key is to find what resonates with you and what fits into your lifestyle.
There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
And speaking of finding what works best, are there any tools or resources?
Oh, there are some wonderful books and websites dedicated to expressive writing. One book that comes to mind is Opening Up by Writing It Down by James Pennebaker, one of the pioneers in this field. It offers a great overview of the science behind expressive writing. And provides practical guidance for getting started.
And of course,
there are countless online resources, including guided writing prompts, and even online communities where people can share their writing and connect with others.
So there's a whole world of support out there.
There is.
For anyone who wants to give this a try. As we wrap up this episode, I'm curious to hear what final thoughts you'd like to leave our listeners with.
Sure.
Especially those who might be feeling hesitant or unsure about dipping their toes into the expressive writing waters.
You know, I often think of expressive writing as a form of self-care. It's a gift you give yourself. A space to explore your inner landscape. Process your emotions. And connect with your authentic self. And while it might feel daunting at first, I encourage you to approach it with a sense of curiosity and compassion. You might be surprised by the wisdom and resilience you find within yourself.
That's beautifully said.
Thank you.
And to our listeners, we invite you to embrace the power of expressive writing. Give yourself permission to explore, to heal, to grow. Pick up a pen, open a journal, or start a new document on your computer. Let your thoughts and feelings flow freely. Until next time, keep diving deep.